susceptible to your opinions every single day. I'm still friends with Ethan, by the way. I still talk to Ethan every day. Every single day.
Every single day.
Throughout the stream. And yet, for many people online, because of the way that you can just craft drama, people legitimately think I was like saying like, fuck Ethan, and that I was egging on harassment. Because the truth does not matter. Do you understand? The truth does not matter, even amongst people that know each other in the real world. Even if there are two people that are, you know, they have relatively sizable communities, it still doesn't matter.
Okay. But turns out the people in his Discord are fucking crazy. They start frothing at the mouth like the commune, just inform them that they already have too many basket weavers and poets. This is what happens to the first person who tries to defend Ethan. This happens to be right after Hassan makes his statement on stream. Y'all just can't help yourself, Limfeo. Ethan is a genocidal Zionist. Ethan is a genocidal Zionist. You are so lost, Limeo. I mean, he is not, but if thinking that makes you feel better, by all means, keep slamming your face into the wall, man. Eventually they'll make it through. He defends the existence of Israel. Okay. I'm not the one defending a fascist. I haven't defended him. So you admit he's a genocidal Zionist? No. Yawn. Holy f, you are dumb. For sure, man. Ethan is a Zionist. You people are so pathetic, not interested in trying to actually improve things. You just want to feel justified in being a hater. By all means, be a hater, but don't think you're any different than a D-stan hating on Hassan just because you're in this community. You realize that if you think Ethan is a Zionist, driving a wedge between him and Hassan will guarantee he stays a Zionist. Do you want less Zionist or not? Again, just feeling how pathetic you are. Okay, damn, didn't know. You knew better than Hassan. You better let him know he's doing everything wrong. You don't need to convince me. I know how awful it is over there. I don't know what they're linking here. Why is there an Ethan sexual in chat? Ethan is a settler now. You're slow, I guess. It is what it is. He lived on stolen land for some time, so make the equation. Oh, remember, guys, try not to let the Palestinian flag dipshits on Twitter gaslight you over this. When a lot of these guys say settler or occupied territory, okay, always keep this in mind. When they say settler, when they say occupied territory, and when they say stolen land, they're not talking about the Gaza Strip, and they're not talking about the West Bank. They're talking about all of Israel. They're talking about so when they say that Ethan lived on stolen land, they don't mean he lived in the West Bank or the Gaza Strip. They mean any part of Israel. Tel Aviv is stolen land. They mean every part of Israel is stolen land. Don't forget that. Don't, yeah. I know, did he personally kick a Palestinian out of their home? All right, time's up. Permaban. Damn, permaban. Look at Hassan's community. Defending Ethan, good job. Fucking monkey doesn't know what a settler is. Ban, go chase your Zionist buddy, you fucking lib. Like, these people think there's a debate to be had, LOL? No. People in quotes. Ooh, dehumanizing language. The stages of genocide. Isn't dehumanizing language one of the stages? Is there an Ethan sexual genocide happening right now in Hassan's demented Discord? Then Ethan makes his comments on stream after this. Uh-oh.
Video. And my first reaction is that, don't say rest in power, that's not for him. I see, the leftist dialogue about this has been absolutely bananas.
Is Ethan having a leftist arc? Oh no. Oh no.
My first reaction is this. It was absolutely insane how he like stood the whole time. That was crazy. I don't know how that's humanly possible. Again, not to put this uncouth, but he's a champ at fucking burning lights. I mean, that sounds bad, but he did it really good. Does that bad sound bad? We have to make levity of things. Does that sound bad that he was really good? I mean, but I mean that as a compliment. What the fuck are you guys angry about, you weirdos? What did I do? My God, stop. They're just saying all I hear is Ethan no, but I don't understand what I've even said.
Ethan turning back into a line of Zion.
Oh, chewing? Yeah, I'll stop that. Maybe they're just talking about the chewing. Could that be? Yeah, that's probably it. Wait, what did I even say that to mean? Like, give me a fucking break. Holy shit. Didn't I do it because you want people to talk about it? Like that's what I'm doing. My point is this. First of all, I was stunned by the way that he stood through the whole thing. I mean, shit, that was wild. And really showed his true resolve to protest in that way. I can only imagine this. Just a horrific way to die, so pretty wild. That being said, I do not believe that it is good for people to be romanticizing or encouraging. I know it's not. I know people aren't doing that, but like the way people are romanticizing it is kind of fucked up, in my opinion. The man, he killed himself, and I don't think we should ever talk about that issue with any kind of reverence. Because let's be real.
What was Aaron's relation to Palestine? What do you mean? He had like the strongest relationship with Palestine you could possibly have. He was 25 years old and white in America.
The amount of people online who are talking about it in this like wonderful, almost like, I don't describe it. People are, where do I put it? People are idolizing it. More people are gonna kill themselves. I mean, that's just a matter of fact. There's just more people gonna kill themselves. I don't think suicide's funny. I don't think it's anything that we should encourage. I think it's pretty much always bad. And while I can appreciate, he's
really. And he reveals the inner Nazi. Suicide is always bad. What about when Hitler killed himself? Checkmate.
Dedication. I mean, to put it mildly, you know, if I can appreciate his dedication, and his conviction, right? I mean, unbelievable. Self-immolation is literally suicide. He killed himself. Sorry, I don't know what that's another weird dialogue. They go, no. Everybody goes, yeah, we agree, suicide's bad, get help. But then they go, unless you're doing it for a good cause, then you can kill yourself. Like, no, this is not something to romanticize ever. Sorry. You should 100% do more research on self-immolation as protest. Yeah, you know who does self-immolation? People who are like under tyrannical rule, who have literally no way for their voices to be heard other than that.
Damn! Wow, what a great take, huh? Interesting.
Like, I'm sorry, suicide bad. I don't think we should romanticize it. I haven't seen anyone romanticize it. Are you fucking kidding me? Have you been online? Everybody's glamorizing it. Oh my god, how can you even disagree with me on that? That's crazy. Like the amount of people online who are like, I understand why people want to go like, he's a hero. Like I understand that because he made this ultimate sacrifice in the most gruesome way possible, right? And so I understand the impulse of being like, I don't want that to, I want to honor that sacrifice. Monks do self-immolation. Yeah, I know. When they're like under tyrannical oppression by the Chinese and have literally no way for the voices to be heard. But I mean, the Palestinian cause is for sure plenty talked about.
Wow. And then there's a part 2, but hold on. Quick year rage break. Part 2.
Can be present and moral goodness can also be present at the same time. And I think that that's just like, I don't understand when people say it wasn't suicide, just because I don't understand the logistics surrounding like the definition of it.
It's because you're right. It is because they're carving out a moral barrier for themselves to say, oh yeah, well in this case, killing yourself is great. But it's not. That's because it's not suicide. It is. He killed himself. He has family. He has friends, presumably. He has people that are going to be affected by him leaving the planet in that way. It's suicide. It literally is suicide. He was a service member. Well then, did he have any delusion about what the United States military was? The ones that like killed 1 million Iraqis like a decade before. Why did he join? I think he was mentally ill.
That's a bullshit talking point, Ethan. Don't repeat that talking point ever. It is completely not true.
I think what you said is right, Olivia. I think he did something that in his mind didn't hurt anybody, and he made the ultimate sacrifice for what he thought was a.
Do you have more Palestine stuff planned, or is Finkelstein debate the last one? The Piers Morgan show, I might fly out there in a week or two. I don't know if they want to do something with me. The Booker was talking about it. But no, I don't have anything formal planned. I'll probably do a few more debates because I have so much knowledge on it now, but I don't know how much more.
A righteous cause of paramount importance. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think people need to be absolutely careful with how they fucking put him on a pedestal, because more people are going to kill themselves. And I don't think suicide should ever be glamorized. Even when a monk does it, and it's like, wow, it should be more like, dude, that's crazy. And it's horrible also. It's absolutely mental health. Then why isn't it, okay, people go, it's not a mental health issue. Then why the did there tons of other people doing it? I'm sorry, you don't set yourself on fire. If he's a martyr, Jesus Christ.
A martyr?
Some of y'all are lost, I don't have to say. Some of y'all like sometimes voters. I don't know, man. Chat is so fucking weird, I agree. People under tyrannical, so Palestinians. No, but there are people whose voices can't be heard. Also, the dude's not even Palestinian. If he was, you know what I mean? Like, nobody in Palestine is, like, going to the barbed wire fence of the wall and setting themselves on fire.
Well, the Great March of Return had people going to the barbed wire fence and trying to set Israel on fire. It's kind of close.
If someone did that, it'd probably be like, wow, that's...
Well, that was another ICJ thing that was in that South African case where they brought up the only thing South Africa mentions about that March of Return is they say it was a large-scale peaceful protest along the separation fence between Gaza and Israel, in which thousands of Palestinians participated every Friday for over 18 months. But the funny thing is, you can look at the actual UN statements about what was going on. Even in the UN, they bring up like all the violence that happened on the border wall. While the vast majority of protesters have acted in a peaceful manner, during most protests, dozens have approached the fence, attempting to damage it, burning tires, throwing stones and Molotov cocktails towards Israeli forces, and flying incendiary kites and balloons into Israeli territory. The latter resulted in extensive damage to agricultural land and nature reserves inside Israel and risked the lives of Israeli civilians. Some instances of shooting and throwing of explosive devices have also been reported. Jesus. But anyway, mostly peaceful.
Like that would hit me maybe harder. Again, not to trivialize it. However, you have to be mentally ill to set yourself on fire. Especially, I'm sorry. Then why aren't people going and doing it? There's a billion people talking about Twitter, so why is there a whole fucking Congo line of people self-immolating outside of the Israeli consulate? You know what I'm saying? I'm someone that takes mental health seriously, and that's part of one of my things. So like when I see people like romanticizing suicide and saying, oh, it's not mental health, it is absolutely mental health. You think of let me think, I thought about it this way. If one of the guards was able to stop him before he lit the fire, do you think that in 10 years' time, he would have looked back and been like, man, I wish that my regret is that I didn't set myself on fire? Or would he be like, you know what, that guard, I understand what I was trying to do, and it was a righteous thing, but I'm happy I'm fucking alive and that guard stopped me. Like, which do you think he would be thinking in 10 years? More likely, that he wished he died in a fire at a moment of crisis in his life, even if it was for a good cause, or that he's like, I'm so fucking happy I'm alive right now, and that somebody saved my life. Quote unquote. Although I will say this, the video was insane. I cannot fucking believe the police are there. It's like, it can't ever stop being so ridiculous. A cop came up to his charred fucking corpse and pulled a gun on him. Did you guys see that?
Insane.
I was like, what are you doing, dude? He's sitting there with a gun pointed at this man's charred corpse. It's still on fire.
Yeah, like a devastating metaphor.
I was like, what the f is wrong with you? God damn. You're mentally ill, Ethan. You should answer why you're not self-immolating. That is something I need to think about. Oh, that place.
You have a take about the cop with the gun pointed. He apparently claimed he was doing just in case, but people putting him. I don't know. That was weird, but also I'm not going to judge too harshly. I don't know how many times you're confronted in your life with a guy literally setting himself on fire. Like, who knows? It's not like that wild to think that the guy might run and try to like grab somebody else and set them on fire. Like, not everybody is confronted with a person running around self-immolating every day.
You know what I mean? Like, I have this issue too when people go, someone like kills their whole family and their kids, just the most horrific thing. And then they go on trial and they go, we're pleading insanity. It's like, yeah, no shit. You don't kill your whole family if you're like perfectly sane of mind. It's not a normal thing to do to kill somebody, let alone, you know, some of the horrific crimes. Especially, it drives me crazy when like a 16-year-old does a horrific crime and they get charged for adult. It's like, why do we have the charge as an adult? Why do we have that rule? If every time a 15, 16-year-old or even younger fucking 13-year-olds do a horrific crime, we try them as an adult. They're not an adult. That's the whole point of that's the whole point of the law, you know? But I think, you know, in the grand scheme, yeah, I don't know. I just think I'm a little put off by how people
What is your response to the 100 murdered at the Israeli aid trucks? I'd have to look into it, but just on a cursory glance of things, it sounds like what happened was there were aid trucks. It sounds like there were a ton of people that stampeded on the way there, and a bunch of them died. It sounds like a bunch of people are blaming and saying the IDF was like indiscriminately shooting into crowds of people trying to murder as many Palestinians as possible. That was my cursory glance takeaway. Maybe there's something different or something happened, but I don't know. It seems stupid to me. But 1.2 thousand comments. Man, Ethan, I love you, but you were super disrespectful about Bushnell. It seems you now only talk about the genocide when it's to shit on or question pro-Palestinian activities. The death toll has passed over 30K, and it was radio silence on that with peace and love. Hundreds of bloodlines and thousands of children gone. The Flower Massacre just happened, and you did not say a single. The Flower Massacre, is that what we're calling it now? No, it's not your responsibility to talk about it. And of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. But every time you do bring it up, you end up saying some very disrespectful things in poor taste to say during a genocide, even if your overall point is to mean well. For perspective, try to imagine this during other historical events, such as the monks during the Vietnam protests. Why do people keep making this stupid comparison? Why don't you ever refute the descendant of Cuban slave owners comment? I thought that they were obviously BS, but people on Twitter get themselves so convinced based on your mom's wonder. Because I don't know what the descendants of my family from 200 years ago are. I don't even know my mom knows. Slavery was outlawed in Cuba in like the 1800s. Like, they're convinced of like my mom and her dad were like slave owners. I can't prove or disprove that. I have no fucking idea. But it's also just a racist joke. Like, I don't. First of all, my mom came to New York. They immigrated to New York when she was like 5 years old. My family didn't come from a ton of wealth or money, although I guess they would say that that was all confiscated from them from Cuba's glorious being revolution. Also, I'm pretty sure my parents came over at a time. My parents and their parents came over at a time when a ton of middle class wealth was fleeing Cuba. But the thing is, they'll say every single person that had any amount of wealth in Cuba was a slave owner. I guess since they all owned slaves, it's not even worth talking about. Also, most of these people probably grew up more privileged than I did, because I guarantee you these f***ers got free education and shit paid for by their f***ing parents and everything too. Also, that one girl on Twitter that makes fun of me, or says that my parents were slave owners, is a Somali, meaning her ancestors probably sold my parents the slaves that they used. I used to say Ethan had good intentions, but honestly, what do good intentions even mean when you talk like this about a dead man? Laughing and mocking, self-immolation, holy shit. I'm sorry, but this is psychopathic. Afterwards, Ethan unleashes his Jewish fury on the unsuspecting innocent Palestinian children in his chat. Why is this summary written like that? Sorry, the guy that wrote this for me is...
Oh, Ethan, a Zionist and a racist and a fucking genocidal freak. You can run in the pastures with your friends. Ethan's genocidal. Hold hands and skip in the daisies. Smell the beautiful air of Ethan being a genocidal Zionist. And then when you're done, you can handle my circumcised, tiny Jewish cock delicately into your mouth. Like a miniature, what do you call those kosher hot dogs that everyone loves?
Hebrew National?
Like a little Hebrew National appetizer plate with a toothpick in it. That's what my dick is. And you're gonna delicately put it in your mouth, and you're gonna like.
Didn't she have some recent drama too?
Hold on. Why are people mad at me? I want someone please to explain it. Explain why you're mad at me. Go ahead. I'm dying. Please.
Are people mad?
They're mad about my comments about Aaron Bushnell on the See You Next Tuesday. My point was this. I think you should be careful about how you romanticize suicide, because it's going to encourage more people to do it. That was my take. And that apparently enraged people. Unless I'm misunderstanding, tell me why. I'd love to know why. Because I feel like when people are angry at me, they're looking regarding this kind of stuff, they're looking for any reason. And so I feel like if you actually articulated why you were mad at me, it wouldn't make any sense. So I'm dying. Please write it.
What I saw.
Because you made fun of him burning. Okay, dummy. I joke about all this shit every day. And now all of a sudden you gotta get all bitched out. Like, give me a break, dude. I wasn't even insulting him. I said, the joke was that it was distasteful, and I was complimenting his resolve, frankly. The joke was that it was a compliment in a really distasteful way. That's my humor. I do it here every day. And
I mean, it's especially on the members, which is a little more unfiltered by design. It's just kind of like Ethan is there. And
no, I would say that joke on the podcast.
Sure.
And I joke
but especially on the members, you just kind of like shoot the shit.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's really annoying that like people just, they stand by it, like just waiting for any reason to call me. And by the way, call me a Zionist, make it about how I support genocide, about all this horrible shit, to call me racist. Why? Because I made one stupid, insensitive joke that, by the way, they didn't call his character into question. It literally was just like, he was really good. And my point was.
You should call his character into question, by the way. That guy that burned himself alive was a piece of shit. So he was a bad person too. Like, or at least he had bad political beliefs.
Resolve was crazy. And the thing that, really struck me.
Ethan calls out Frogan and addresses the hate. Oh no.
That's the problem. You know what I mean? So extreme.
Not a bad person, just mentally ill. Well, they also posted some, well, unless maybe they didn't mean anything they said on. I've seen people post a lot of excerpts. I guess I should fact check. Maybe people are making all this up, but I've seen it posted by a lot of different people. America isn't defending Ukraine. If by Ukraine you mean the Ukrainian people. America is competing with Russia for control of the Ukrainian state. They aren't giving weapons to Ukrainian people. Why would they do that? They're giving weapons to the Ukrainian state. Hey, so I'm not a Palestinian and am in no position to endorse or condemn Hamas's actions. That being said, Neither are most people, and there are a lot of very confidently ignorant opinions being thrown around. There are no Israeli civilians or tourists who have no part in the oppression of Palestine. That idea doesn't make any sense. It betrays a lack of understanding of what the oppression of Palestine even is. Israel is a settler, colonialist, apartheid state. All of its residents or their immediate forebears have moved there specifically to settle on stolen land. Land those people are being cornered and cleansed just a few miles away, or right next door, in the case of the West Bank. There are no Israelis without the genocide of the Palestinian people. To bring this into stark relief, there is the example of the music festival, which the liberal states and media have made such a point of clutching their pearls over. A music festival? How could it get more innocent than a music festival? That music festival is happening just 3 miles from Gaza, within sight of the border wall. Imagine a similar event happening in the early days of the colonization of North America. Can you or I really say that indigenous people are wrong for retaliating against colonizers who are rubbing their domination in their face? Whiteness erases culture.
It really pisses me off, because I never said a damn bad thing about that guy. And that's why I said, when you need to explain your reason for calling me a racist, calling me a genocidal, a Zionist, which, by the way, Zionist is just another slur for Jew, being a Jew. You know how many people now calling every Jew a Zionist? Okay, just call me a Jew and get it over with. Call me the K word, at least I'll know what you mean. It's just the truth. Not everybody, not all the time. But a lot of times, let's not fucking pretend that anti-Semitism isn't a fucking massive inferno of acceptable behavior right now on the left and the right. Nazis and leftists are dabbing the fuck up, saying fuck Zionists, you know? And, you know, again, it's driving me insane. I gotta talk about it. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like there's just not a tidal wave of anti-Semitism gobbling up the entire discourse. It's fucking disgusting, man. And I'm doing, as an Israeli dual citizen, as someone who's deeply invested in the state of Israel, who's probably more sympathetic to the Israeli perspective than most people would be, I've tried so hard to pull myself to some kind of central ground where we can have a real conversation about this stuff. I'm pulled myself all the way to, you know, outright saying that it's apartheid, that it's genocide, that the Israeli government is committing. And so, but you still want to call me a racist and a genocide and a Zionist. Why would you call me a Zionist if it wasn't just, oh, you're a fucking Jew? When I have said all the things that you want to hear from me.
Oh, no, okay. Ethan calls out Frogan. Wait, was this already part of what we were listening to?
That's the problem. You know what I mean? So extreme. It really pisses me off, because I never said a damn bad thing about that guy. And that's why I said, when you need me a break, who's the problem? Scumbag. Scumbag. And you know what? I don't want to call out this, because I'm going to say this, because it pissed me off. And being an anti-Semite openly and proudly is now likes on Twitter. Rogan, she tweeted out, she goes, I have a problem with my Zionist therapist. Just call him a f***ing Jew. I'm sorry, but you can't talk like that about any other minority. I had a problem with my Zionist therapist. What'd you talk? Your Zionist therapist? Did you get those level of details from them? You had an in-depth conversation about the politics of Zionism with your therapist? No, I don't. You mean fucking Jew? Bro. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and let my fucking people, you know, be openly bigoted and racist. Fuck that shit. Nobody would expect that from any other minority. Nobody. It's disgusting. It is. And I'm here. I'm with you. I'm on your side all the fucking way. I'm on your side as much as I possibly can be. And instead of, you know, holding hands and having a real conversation, you spit in my face and you call me a Zionist. That shit. That. People get angry about what I said. That pisses me off. It's absurd.
Think about poor Shady. We've been making...
Liberals want to protect their internalized anti-Semitism towards Jewish people onto me when I have more than 2 brain cells to know that being Jewish doesn't mean you're a Zionist.
I am vigilant. Research finished.
When I say my therapist was a Zionist when I went to her back in 2019, I mean she literally brought up that I was Lebanese unprompted and confronted me on it, saying she was Israeli. She asked if I had a problem with that, if I felt like Israel had the right to exist, and started asking more and more if I was frustrated with Islam, and I considered taking off my hijab. I asked her if she was alright with me being Lebanese, and she got really aggressive, accusing me of flipping it on her and refused to answer. So when I say Zionist, I don't mean she was Jewish. I mean she was a racist Israeli who could not help herself but to confront me about my ethnicity in what was supposed to be a therapy session. This was her like original take of this, by the way. I just went to therapy this is 4 years ago. I just went to therapy for the first time, and after talking about my dad fleeing the Israeli-Lebanon war, she was like, I'm Israeli, do you have any issues with me being your therapist? Bruh, I was so taken aback. Frogan is constantly propped up by Twitch streamers and Twitch itself when she only averages 100 concurrent viewers. It just feels like one of those situations where they say it's diversity, but it just feels like nepotism all over again because some woman on the Twitch council really likes Frogan personally, almost for sure. Like, this is disgusting. Exciting news! Twitch has chosen me to be featured as a legendary woman on the front page, together for legendary woman, Together for legendary women front page carousel, not just for March, but for the entire year. Frogan on October 7th. Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. When shaming the guy doesn't work, shame his friends. These messages to AB are genuinely so fucked up. AB and Lena are two of the best people I know. You're a straight sellout, you don't even deserve your Arabic name. Abdullah and Lena Ayad, the human doormats, your families must be proud. The Zionists must be paying you well, Ab. I wonder what they mean by Zionist. No such thing as a good Israeli. All of them.
We must act.
I've seen Israelis go to prison because they refuse to join the IDF, though. LOL. Nazi or brain dead.
Trust in my command.
Israel is literally a colony. They're colonizers. What's wrong with you? Like, in order for there to be a colony or a settlement, there has to be colonizers and settlers to occupy it. The Israel deserves deconstruction. Are the Israeli babies evil? Do you hear yourself? LeMayo, permaban. Damn. Reason, go f yourself. Days, Destiny bans. Worse than fucking animals. No actual human would identify themselves as Israeli. Holy shit. Are you okay over here? Of course he believes that it's valid when POC do it. Nasty little Zionist thug. I need China to do shock and awe on the Israelis. You could pick up a speech or read a letter from Nazi Germany and immediately picture an Israeli speaking. You know, after rummaging through media from World War II, when finishing The Zone of Interest, it's insane how similar Israelis are. Insane. Like, not even just partially. I don't know, I'm not Ethan's fan, but I like The Leftovers. If Ethan's only bad take on Aaron's sacrifice was that he's mentally ill, then this isn't half as bad as people making fun of the man for doing so as people portray. Please grow up. The last part is bad, I agree, but again, he's not making fun, even if we believe the tweet word for word. Permaban. Imagine having friends with different outlooks on life. Nah, I love my hug box, even though I have no friends in real life. You'd have friends who support genocide? That's what we're talking about. This isn't about regular differing views. This is genocide. Wow, imagine being in a hug box protesting the Holocaust, you f***ing tankies. Permaban. Damn. Israel is the worst thing ever to happen to Palestinians and the second worst thing ever to happen to Jews. Jesus. Hassan doesn't want shit from Discord. Caseytron breaks Rule 2 against the worst drama farming psycho with a community that watches this place closer than the mods do. Hotscore, let's all double down on this rather than dealing with it. Hassan will really appreciate the blowback from this, given he's the only one who will need to deal with this. I think I'm gonna say. This place can't help itself. Permaban. Oh no, wait, 7-day ban. Just today, this is what I mean when I say it's really hard to separate out like anti-Zionism from anti-Semitism. Just today, we have a horrific example of a man ran over by tanks in Gaza until he had no recognizable features with only an arm that was zip-tied, compared to filthy settlers like Ethan, evoking China because they were brainwashed by a screen grab of a video where the man was moved aside. Filthy settlers like Ethan. Damn.
More lumber is required. More lumber.
Free speech is a mistake. It shouldn't exist, and people like Ethan shouldn't be allowed to have public voice. For the good of society, some people should be kept in basements. Israelis are some of the most disgusting humans I've ever seen. How the f do you take women's lingerie and put them on your fucking cars, driving through shooting people? How do you tie up people and then run them over the tank for fun? For fun? What is Ethan didn't Ethan just live in Israel for a little bit? He wasn't born there. Isn't he an American? Or am I wrong on that? He has dual citizenship? Oh, okay.
What is the hardest job on Earth? If you ask me, I'd say being a Marine. Okay, no, actually, one addendum. Being a pregnant Marine. Okay, one more addendum. Being a YouTuber when you have to re-upload it. Being a pregnant YouTuber when you have to re-upload.
We'll do this drama next. Hold on, I need to eat.
Didn't say a bad thing about the guy.
It just feels
Ethan Klein needs to stop talking about Israel-Palestine. So apparently,
Plan was
about a week ago, no, not even, it was like 4 days ago, Ludwig uploads a video, and he makes the itty-bittiest, the tiniest little joke about Hassan, and Hassan loses his
Insufficient gold.
And the phrasing was bad. Shouldn't have said sucks the soul. So my plan was re-upload.
Wait.
Because for the most part, my video, again, was about the Twitch shutdown in Korea. I used the
Oh no, wait, this isn't even the original video.
What is the
Asshole
hardest
said-
job on Earth? If you ask me, I'd say being a Marine. Okay, no, actually, one addendum. Being a pregnant Marine. But the answer might be a lot simpler than that. Many online think the answer might be being a streamer. This is real. This has been a conversation point on Twitter. I'm going to talk about it today. Real quick, by the way, I'm so fucking mad at X.com. I went online today and I just saw somebody die in a car wreck. I had to follow Lois Boyos TV because he posted that shit. I was like, dude, why are you making me look at this?
What? He's like, it's like a nuclear fucking reaction. It's like slowly spreading through his brain. He like can't fucking believe. Did this guy just step out of line? He's so fucking mad.
And then if I don't look at that, I scroll the website for 5 minutes and I see the same fucking Mr. Beast video for the 800th time in a row. I like the videos, Mr. Beast. I'm just sick of seeing it. Why is it always getting promoted to me? God damn, I hate opening that fucking app, but I keep opening the damn app. I don't know why I keep opening the app. Diatribe aside, we are talking today about streamers and how it might be a difficult job, possibly the hardest on earth. Why are we talking about this? Because this is what people, I don't know, people would do with their fucking days nowadays. I don't know, this is what some people do with their days. And it all started because of a clip from Hassan Piker, which I will just play out of context, and we'll get the context in a bit right now.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely